It's about to get heavy.
THU.
TheHomoUniversity.
Hey guys, it's Forrest, your Friday. I have a lot to cover in this video. The theme for this week is gay hate and what we've experienced, and we're kind of tying it into the It Gets Better project and just sharing and talking. And so the first thing that I want to address is my gay hate experience, I guess. It's not anything like super intense. Like, I don't know. It just is what it is. Junior year of high school, I literally lived like a 7 or 8 minute walk away from the school. Like, it was just down the hill and a couple blocks away. And I remember walking home from school, and I know the four tools who did it, but they would throw pens at me and throw change at me while I would be walking home from school, and they would yell faggot outside the car. And I remember the friends that I would walk with stopped walking with me because they were getting hit with the change and the pens. And like, it didn't really bother me too much because I was just like, is that the best you got? I don't know. I talked about it with my stepmom when it was happening, and she was like, let's go egg their house. And I was like, that won't solve anything. And I kind of just like not let it get to me. I didn't really react to it, and it just stopped. It only happened for like a month or so, but it just stopped. And I was like, whatever. That's the only thing that I can think of that's happened to me. My advice for that, if you're in high school and you're being bullied, or you're being bullied anywhere, is to not really let it get to you. Like, when people bully, they're looking for a reaction. I'm the youngest in my family. I'm really easy to pick on. I'm super gullible. Like, I'm the world's easiest person to pick on. And my whole life I've been told by everybody, like, don't let it get to you, don't give a reaction. And I don't know if you hear it or whatever, but it works. Like, just don't give a reaction, and they just get tired of like trying to get you to react, and then they just stop. It's like, if you just don't give a fuck, then they're like, oh, well, that's no fun. So with this whole It Gets Better project, the recent suicides in the media of gay teens taking their life because they can't handle the stress and the bullying. And I've experienced suicide. I said in my coming out video that my mom passed away when I was 12, and I hate telling the story because I don't want to be judged, but she killed herself. She I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's not the answer for anything. It honestly isn't. And being my mom's son, I feel like I have an understanding of what was going through her mind. She was sick, and she was an alcoholic. I don't know if this is the right place to share it, because I don't know how the rest of my family feels about it, but I recently learned that when I moved here with my mom and my stepmother and my brother, that my mom got an anonymous letter, supposedly from someone in the neighborhood, and it read along the lines of, you should be ashamed of yourself, your kind isn't welcome here, etc., etc. I can imagine how she felt. She had only been out and with Janine for a year or so. No, a couple years. And like, accepting your sexuality and being who you are, like, it is scary at first because it's just like coming out. Like, you want people to like you, and like, we're in this new neighborhood where we don't know anybody, and she gets this anonymous letter, and it turns out it was from Janine's ex-husband's new wife. It blows my mind that someone would do that to someone. Like you hear about that in movies. Like you don't I don't know what was going through their mind, but that's not a prank that you pull or something. Like I don't know what they were trying to get out of it. And that we've collectively decided that it wasn't the reason why my mother took her life, but it obviously didn't help. And it's like, oh my god. There's one thing I can say about suicide. It's that you may think that no one's going to miss you. You may think that you're going to be doing everybody a favor, but you're doing the complete opposite. There were so many people at my mom's funeral that I didn't know, but showed up because they loved her. You affect more people than you would think. And I've had my thoughts of suicide. I've thought about killing myself many a times. And the biggest reason for it would be I would tell myself that I could be with my mom sooner because she was my strength. She was my best friend. She was everything that I had. And I don't know. None of us know specifically why my mom took her life because she didn't leave any note behind. I say that she was depressed. She was on antidepressants. She was an alcoholic. She wasn't in the right mind. And I mean, she was probably stressed out by this new life that she was living, I guess you could say, and she just couldn't do it anymore. When I thought about suicide, I was like, wow, this would be so easy to escape. I always thought that this situation wouldn't have happened if I wasn't here. And I, like, put myself in all of my friends' and family's lives, and I'm like, and I think about situations that if I wasn't there, their life would have been better, their life would have been missing a fight, their life wouldn't have the specific negativity in it. And you just think you're doing everybody a favor, but you're not. You're actually traumatizing and hurting so many people. The last thing I want to address is how people can possibly think that someone's sexuality is a choice. Homosexuals choose their sexuality, etc. Whatever. Because, just like the examples I gave, why would I choose to be put through the discrimination and hate that I experienced when I was walking home? And I know it wasn't exponential, but it's still not right. And the same thing with my mom. She wouldn't have chose to be exiled from the family for X number of months, and she wouldn't have chose to potentially receive anonymous letters, hate letters from people. Your thinking doesn't make any sense. Why would we choose to go through this? Like, clearly we would think about all of those factors before choosing our sexuality, so why would we even choose it? Why would we accept the possibility of being killed or beaten or discriminated against for what we want to be, for what we choose to be? Like, it makes no sense. You get that out of your mind. And if you don't want to get it out of your mind, then don't voice your damn opinion, because you are ignorant as shit. So, for all of you who are in high school or experiencing hate or discrimination, it does get better. I'm sure everybody's heard this, or at least I've heard this a million times. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. You have to realize that you're stronger than the problem that's in front of you, and you will overcome it, and there's a way to get past it. You just have to stay strong and not let it crush you, not let it get into your brain. Because suicide isn't the answer. I can't stress that enough. It's once you get out of high school and you realize that the people that you went to school with aren't everything and you'll never talk to them again, and that you start not caring about what people think, is when it gets easier. Like, you just need to realize that not everyone is judging you as much as you think. In fact, probably nobody is. Just be you. Do your own thing. The gaff. You can make them better for you. Earlier on, if you gain this mindset, if you just take it on and you realize that not everybody else's opinions matter, I don't know how to talk. Sorry.